Ito mga kababayan, no, i-review natin itong ginawang interview ni Abalos. Magkakaroon tayo dito ng konti ng opinion, reaction dito sa kasi medyo sumambolat ito sa ano ngayon itong panawagan niya na lahat ng matataas na opisyalis sa PNP ay mag-resign dahil nga may ilan na involved sa drug. So, i-review natin itong interview niya sa CNN Philippines. Alright, so mga kababayan, no, itong video na ipapakita ko sa inyo, ito yung interview ni Abalos sa CNN Philippines. Kaya ang video na ito, credit natin sa CNN Philippines. Kasi dito, pinapahayag niya dito yung reason niya o dahilan niya kung bakit nagkaroon siya ng panawagan ng mass resignation ng mga pulis. Yung matandaan, yung general at colonel ay pinagre-resign niya dahil nga napakarami daw sangkot sa mga general at colonel sa illegal na drugs. Tapos dito inamin niya rin at ito rin katanungan ng maraming tao, bakit mass resignation? Sabi niya dito, no, mamaya makikita natin dito kung bakit, ano ang dahilan niya, bakit mass resignation sa video na ito. At saka ang katanungan kasi ng marami, bakit mass resignation o kundi kaya bakit pinagbibitiw itong mga koronel ito at general, samantala inamin niya rin dito sa video na ito na inyo rin mapapanood mamaya na may list naman pala siya based daw sa kanyang intelligence ay alam nila yung pangalan ng mga sangkot sa illegal drugs. So bakit mass resignation? Bakit pinagbibitaw lahat? Yan ang pumupukol ngayon sa utak ng mga tao. Ano bang mayroon? Bakit ganito yung panawagan ni Abalos? Pinagre-resign lahat. Samantala, based sa kanyang intelligence, ay alam naman nila pala yung mga pangalan. Samantala, halimbawa, example, itong isang pulis na itinapon sa Mindanao na si Mayo. Sino yung may utak nito? Bakit ibinalik sa Manila? At ngayon ay nahulihan na naman ng malaking halaga. So yan ba'y under investigation pa? Dito natin masusubok yung PIP, yung logic yung pinagagawa nila. Kasi kung talagang loyal sila sa ginawa nilang investigation, itong si Mayo nahulihan na ng atwal. Bakit? Bakit kung magsalita itong si Abalos ay sasabihin niya pa rin under investigation, iniimbestigahan pa? Bakit? Samantala, yung mama na yun, nahulihan na. Bakit kailangan pang investigasyon? Bakit hindi na dadamputin? Ikulong. Mga ganyang issue, dapat wala ng kaso kasi atwal, nakikita mo na, harap-harapan na gumawa ng paglabag. Anong investigasyon pa ang kailangan dyan? Diyan sana baguhin ang ating sistema sa ating bansa. Hindi wala, para sa akin, wala nang investigasyon dyan kasi nahulihan ka na atwal. Diba? Ano pang investigasyon yan? Wala na sana So panoorin natin itong ano niya, no? So hindi ko pa naman ito talaga napanood full video. Pero sabay na natin panoorin ito. Kung hindi natin magustuhan yung pwede natin ito So yan, ayusin ko lang muna bago ko i-play ito. Nakakalungkot na bagay. So bagay, baka diskarte ni Abalos yan para, ewan ko, ano bang reason niya. No? So panoorin natin ito. Kita natin dito ang ilan sa mga reason niya bakit nanawagan siya na mag-resign lahat ng kapulisan sa hanay ng mga pulis na matataas yung rango.
Let's get right to it. More police officials are now heeding the call to submit the courtesy resignation, and that includes the PNP chief himself, Rodolfo Azurin, last week. Talk to us about what prompted this call and the timing of it. Why now?
Well, first of all, those who heeded the call as of this hour is nearing 60% of all those who we've asked to resign, meaning the full colonels up to the generals. Number one, what prompted? It's this incident about the raid in Manila. That raid is about 990 kilos, close to about 6.7 to 7.
Ang tinutukoy niyo dito ay itong si hindi ako magkakamali, itong si Mayo itong pulis, nahulihan na naman. Pero pag pinanood natin mamaya, sinabi niya, parang may binabanggit siya na investigasyon pa. Dapat mga ganito mga kabayan, kulong na. Nagsayang lang kayo ng pera ng taong bayan sa pag-iimbestiga Samantala, kita nyo naman, harap-harapan na. No? Wala na dapat yung imbestiga. Yan ang problema Nahilihan. Minsan, inilipat lang na ibang pwesto. Bakit ganun? Diba?
Billion street value. And what surprised us was the one that was arrested is a sergeant of the Philippine National Police. And an in-depth investigation will show that there are a lot of other PNP personnel involved. And after 3 months, Ria, in the PIDEA office in Taguig, the chief himself of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency is the one caught with some agents. No? Where are they dealing drugs? At the headquarters. So, when we had this investigation, we just saw how critical these personalities are. They might be few, but they are very, very sensitive positions.
Absolutely. Okay, so you mentioned about 60, did you say 60 or 63% have resigned?
We're nearing 60%.
Okay, so
We're nearing
how many is
60%.
that in total?
Approximately, we have 947 generals and full colonels. So more about 60%, 540 plus, 500 plus. Yeah, yes.
All right. Now, this call for mass resignation on that level, where did this originate from? Is it from the president who coursed this order through you as DILG secretary, or is it something you initiated yourself?
No, it's like this. I had a meeting with the chief PNP and with the other officers of the PNP with reference to that huge case. And then they've informed me that it is their advice. No? Si Chief PNP mismo nagsabi sa akin. So we had discussions with the president about this, and we informed him about this.
Okay, so alam niya, and obviously with his approval.
Yes.
So how many officials more are you expecting to resign? And may timeline or may deadline ba po ito?
Well, a lot more. Actually, it's because of the weekend, Sabado at Linggo lang, no? But we will be expecting more this week. We will expect it. Kasi eto na lang, no? This is the cause of the delay. Number one, they had this command conference, and each of every officers in that command conference must go to their own province, have a meeting with their troops, gather signatures, etc., explain, and then get the papers, and then go back to Manila. Ganun na nangyari. That was the procedure.
All right. Is there a deadline, though, for the resignations?
Well, the deadline right now, we're looking at the end of this month.
Okay, and what happens to those who do not submit their courtesy resignations by the end of the month?
Well, we will see. We're still discussing these things. We're thoroughly discussing these things of what to do with them.
All right, so, do we know how many of these officers actually have a direct link to drugs? I think there were reports that about 300 ranking PNP officials are involved in the illegal drug trade. Where does this number come from, and have you identified them?
Well, there are some intelligence reports, no? But we have to vet them very, very well. You could get a lot of intelligence report, but they must be vetted very well. And according to the chief PNP, it's about more or less approximately 3 to 4%. More or less.
Okay, so that's 3 to 4%. But in terms of their actual identities and the names, do you have these already?
We have some, but again, we have to scrutinize, filter them out. Kasi for me, as far as I'm concerned, it's better than one single guilty person be let off the hook than one innocent be held as guilty. No? So what we're looking at is this. We're trying to refine the procedure right now. Before I've announced that there will be an advisory group who will advise us, no? Sort of like a committee or just a group that will advise us. One of which is former general, now the Mayor Benji Magalong of Baguio. And then from this, they will submit this to the National Police Commission, to the NAPOLCOM. I've already discussed this with our Vice Chairman, Bernardo, so that we could be prepared in the NAPOLCOM.
Okay, so medyo mahaba pa tong proseso na to.
Just to make sure, Ria, that it will be further filtered out. So magiging dalawang bahagi ito. It will be two parts, no?
Right.
So yung una, titignan nila and then bibigay sa Napolcom. Ako nga naiisip ko is that Napolcom cannot add any more names. It could just reduce from the numbers.
Right. Now, you mentioned earlier, Staff Sergeant was caught in this and implicated in that raid in October. Do you have any updates on Staff Sergeant Rodolfo Mayo Jr. and his supposed involvement in the storage of the 6.7 billion pesos worth of illegal drugs?
Well, it's still pending investigation. Mayo is already been charged in court, but his cohorts, they're still investigating thoroughly.
All right.
Ulit.
Now, you know, with
And
Ulitin natin, ano ba nangyari kay Mayo? May charge na daw sa court eh.
then bibigay sa Napolcom. Ako nga naiisip ko is that Napolcom cannot add any more names. It could just reduce from the numbers.
right. Now, you mentioned earlier, Staff Sergeant was caught in this and implicated in that raid in October.
Well, it's still pending investigation. Mayo is already.
0.7 billion pesos worth of illegal drugs.
Well, it's still pending investigation.
Makikita mo, napakalaki yung drug na huli, pending investigation pa rin. At saka, ang pag sa akin, ang gusto kong mangyari dito, once nga nahulihan ng drugs, dapat automatic, susunugin niyo yung drugs. Hindi na yung patagalin pa ng ilang dekada dyan sa warehouse nila. Automatic sana, once nga mabalidate na yan, 1 week, kahit pinakamahaba na yan, isang linggo, dapat susunugin na o di kaya ano bang gagawin nila para hindi na mapakinabangan. Ang problema kasi tinatago nila. Alam naman pala nila, alam pala ni Abalos. Ito yung hindi naisip ni Abalos. Nag-call siya ng resignation pero yung mga drugs na nahuli, hindi niya naman i-dinitalye kung anong gagawin nila sa mga drugs na nakumpiska nila. Mamaya, yun palang reason kaya di na nire-recycle nila eh. Kaya, at sabi niya pa dito, yung kaso pala ni Mayo, nakapile na sa court. Dapat automatic kulong na yun eh. Wala nang file pa sa court yan. Pag pinahid mo sa court yan, dapat kinasuhan at automatic yun eh. At guilty na automatic. Kasi guilty naman ang dating dun eh. Ba't kailangan pa, napakahirap talagang sistema sa ating bansa mga kababayan.
Mayo is already been charged in court, but his cohorts, they're still investigating thoroughly.
All right. Now, you know, with this big sweeping call for mass resignation, the question on a lot of people's minds is why mass resignation? Why not go after the names who are suspected to have links to the drug world and file charges against them? Why include everybody, you know, some of whom we know would be innocent?
So ito yung tanong na mahalaga. Bakit kailangan ng mass resignation nga? Samantala, alam naman ni Abalos yung mga pangalan ng mga sangkot pala sa droga ng mga general, coronel at malamang pati yung mga ordinaryong mga police like mababa like PO1, PO2, PE3, PO3, PO4, SPO4, mga ganon, no? Malamang meron sang ano diyan. Di ba? So bakit hindi na lang niya habulin na yan? Imposible pag may intelligent ka kasi. Alam nyo, sa totoo lang mga kababayan, mas maganda mag-imbestiga ng palihim kaysa hayagan. Kasi kung hayagan nga investigation at alam ng isang tao na iniimbestigahan siya, di ba? Iniimbestigahan siya. Abay, kung sinusubaybayan mo siya sa mga galaw niya ay hindi mo na yan maaktuhan sa atwal talaga mga kababayan. Ang makikita mo dyan, magtatanong ka na lang, parang marites ka na lang, nagtatanong. Ito ba si Juan de la Cruz ay ganitong ginagawa? Ganun na lang ang mangyari. Hindi mo na siya maaktuhan sa kanyang mga gawain, mga illegal. Dahil nga, alam niya na iniimbestigahan siya. Pero nung palihim, kita mo talaga siya. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung style ito.
Ganito po yan. For all of those listening right now, I've always often been asked about that question.
Ano rin niya ito yung reason?
When I was confronted with this case, Ria, it really shocked me.
Wow.
Imagine close to 7 billion worth of drugs being operated by the police. After 3 months, again, the agency that is supposed to take care of the fight against drugs is the one selling drugs. Now, what if you are just a lowly operative, a police, an ordinary one, doing your duty there, risking your life, and then all the while, it is this superior who is the drug lord, who is the one peddling. What is the war of drugs? How will this prosper? We will be sacrificing our operatives on the ground. Ang sabi ko nga, nagtanong ako sa isang kaibigan ko, and he mentioned me, he was, a volunteer rangers before. Sabi niya, nagtanong daw siya sa mga police, what will make a corrupt police? Ang sabi, one of the factors is that if a superior is corrupt and a superior is into drugs, kawawa yung taong under niya. How can you say no? Sabi nga to paraphrase, courage is the mother of all virtues. Without courage, consistently practice, all virtues are nothing. So this will take a lot of courage. Ang pinag-iusapan dito kasi is that ang kalaban dito mabibigat. They've been here for so long. Hindi sila na-wipe out. And mind you, these are very sensitive positions. Very critical. Imagine, if we're not going to do this right now, several years from now, they could be on the hierarchy of the PNP itself.
So you're standing firm on this call. Hindi po magbabago yung order niyo for mass resignation.
No. I've made my decision here. I've seen, alam naman natin other countries how they've dealt with this. First world countries, other countries. This is a global problem. Ito para wag na lang dumami. Wag na lang kumalat. Wag na lang lumala. Hindi biro ito. For one, we could just ignore this. Okay, let's go through the process. But you know the process. I'm a lawyer. What are we doing even right now is within the process. Why? I'll tell you this, at sa lahat po na nakikinig. I'm very careful with what I say. My plea then is that ako ay umaapila. I am appealing to them as an institution. Dahil ito'y, ang mga police, as I've said you, it's only 4%. Nakita ko yung mga magagaling magtrabaho, talaga masisipag dyan, but the institution itself is being threatened by these few men who are in sensitive areas, in sensitive positions.
And as you said, have been entrenched in the system for so long.
Precisely. So, once we do this, eto na ulit, hindi lang yung talagang tiwala sa sistema, talagang lalo magtitiwala ang tao.
So ito mga kababayan, magandang part ito sa mga tanong na Ria, itong sa CNN Philippines. Ang tanong kasi niya dito, anong mangyari sa mga pulis na nag-resign? So ito yung magandang tanong. Tingnan natin kung anong sagot dito ni Binamin Abalos.
So sir, we were talking about, what happens to those who have resigned and who are found to have links to the drug trade.
So,
they're considered retired.
So maganda itong katanungan.
Yes, early retirement, yes.
Okay, do they not suffer any consequences or any...
Okay, I will clarify this. If there is enough now, let's say, evidences to file criminal cases against them, of course we will pursue that. And let me clarify sa mga nakikinig po, kasi iniisip nila, once they tender the resignation, resign na sila from the service. No. It's not like that at all. Meaning, the operative act of which there is resignation is if there is acceptance. Meaning, hanggat hindi tinatanggap ang resignation mo, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang serbisyo.
Okay.
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ito. Huwag sila mag-iisip that there will be disruption of services, etc. No, hindi po ganun yun.
So wala pong leadership vacuum?
Wala pong leadership vacuum at all.
Delikado ito pag na-politika itong resignation, mass resignation ng mga polis. Di ba? Itong pagkaingatan ni Binamin Abalos kapag umarangkada at magwala itong mga tao na ito na hindi naman pala involved sa palakalan ng droga at sila yung napag-initan. Yan ang pipag-initan, yan ang pag-iingatan ni Abalos sa mga call niya na ito. At saka hindi parang mahina din yung pangil pagka yung mga sinasabi ni Abalos eh. Yung sabi niya pag may nakita ng enough evidence ay sasampahan na ng kaso. Samantala, parang duda ka pa. Pero samantala sinabi niya naman kasi mayroon din siyang intelligent. Yun ang mahirap. No? Ang baba naman.
All right. Now, what happens to those officers who resigned but are found innocent?
Well, tuloy-tuloy lang. It will not be accepted, tuloy-tuloy lang. No? Ganun na mangyayari rito.
All right. So now, Secretary.
So parang nangyari pala may kapangyarihan sila na i-accept o hindi i-accept itong resignation. Once nga in-accept nila yung resignation na yan, automatic, patay ka. Halimbawa, nag-submit na ako ng mass resignation o resignation, ayan na. Once nga pinirmahan niya ni Juan de la Cruz, patay ka sa trabaho mo. Yan palang dito, yun ang pagkatindi ko dito. Kasi hindi daw in-accept ng resignation ay tuloy-tuloy ka sa trabaho mo.
I want to talk about the role of this 5-man panel which will review the links of police officials.
Ito, titingnan natin ito kung sino itong mga 5 panel. Kasi mayroon silang 5 kinatawan na mag-iimbestiga dito sa mga kasi itong issue, itong panawagan ni Abalos ay hindi ito biro eh. Dahil kahit inosenteng tao sinasagasaan dito eh. Halimbawa, si Pedro ay inosente, ay nagsubmit pa rin ng nagsubmit pa rin ng resignation. Sana umingat dito, baka mamaya yung mga inosente yung mapuruhan dito. At samantala, kasi alam naman natin pagka taong makasalanan o may mga illegal na drug, sila pa yung napakagaling magtago. Kasi pinag-aralan na nila yung gagawin nila kung anong dapat gagawin. So dapat mag-ingat dito si Abalos na sa itong 5-man panel na binubuo nila para mag-imbestiga dito. So let's go, panoorin natin ito.
What exactly will be their role and how will they carry this out?
Well, it's like this, no? All intelligence report will be given them, everything. And they will have to go through all of these reports one by one. And for them to see, will this person, is he really into drugs or not? These are the evidences against him. And then from that list, it will now be given as a recommendation, as an advice, by this group to the Napolcom.
All right.
And then the Napolcom will go again through the same process.
Okay, when you say going through the process, are you talking about all 900 plus officers?
Yes, one by one.
Wow.
Okay, so what is the timeline for something like this?
6 years.
They've been telling me it's about the most probably is 3 months.
Wow.
Okay, so kaya nilang gawin yan within 3
Pipilitin
months.
po natin. Pipilitin natin ito. Kasi what is important right now is to get the intel. The intelligence report. No? Actually, meron na kami. But yung intel na to talagang ipunin na lang lahat ito at ibigay na lang sa committee.
All right, so I think Baguio City Mayor Benji Magalong, I think he's going to be part of this panel. Are you able to divulge with us who else will be on it?
Mahirap muna at saka na lang kasi for security purposes. No? I've asked Mayor General Magalong, is it possible if I will tell your name to the public, I will divulge your name kasi nga because of security. Sabi niya, okay lang, I just tell them that I'm part of it.
Okay. Now, this is quite a process, and I think it's one that will have to be rushed. As you said, this is more than 900 cases being reviewed by 5 people over the course of 3 months. Can you guarantee that this process will be independent and impartial?
Well, yes. We made sure that those who we have chosen on this will have impeccable credibility, integrity, of course, record, like Benji Magalong for one, I think he was the one who investigated the SAC 44 incident. Everyone knows that.
So, yan. Ay, no. Sabagay, suportahan na rin natin itong panawagan ni Binamin Abalos. Malay mo, ay ito yung naisip niyang paraan na talagang malinis itong ating sahanay ng kapulisan. Why not, di ba? Ito mayroon siya daw nakausap na isa sa mga, ewan ko, hindi binanggit dito, police ba or o anong ordinaryong Pilipino na nakausap niya daw na natatakot sila. So, panoorin natin ito kung ano ito.
May nakakausap ako. And this is what really prompted me. Ano sinabi niya sa akin? Secretary, natatakot kami. Dahil yung mga anak namin na papatayin nila. Yung pamilya namin. Mga salbahing taong ito. Doon ako nag-react, Ria, when I heard that.
Parang ano siya, parang ang tinutukoy niya dito yung mga ordinaryong Pilipino. Parang sa tono ni Abalos, parang may balak ito sa 2025, no? Parang dating, feeling ko lang parang gusto itong tumakbo sa 2025. Tingnan natin sa mga ano niya. Parang nakababasa ko na sa mga mata niya eh.
Sabi ko, ako, secretary, sabihan ko itong tao, gawin mo yan, gawin mo to. Ganun pala ang environment niya. Tapos mga matas. I mean, something has to be done.
Right.
That is na ganun na kalala. Kaya nga, ito, I'm appealing to our generals, to our colonel. Alam ko namang iilan lang ito eh. Linisin na lang natin ito as an institution. Linisin natin ito.
All right. There's another comment naman, Secretary,
Yeah.
from Human Rights Watch, and they're saying this call for resignation was preposterous and would only allow erring officers to evade accountability. What's your reaction to that?
Well, we've got all of the processes within the law for so long. Hindi lang ngayon to. Ang tagal na nito. You've got the Moleo, you've got the Lapolcom, you have the IAS. Andyan lang yan eh. Pero tanungin natin sarili natin, maging totoo tayo once and for all. Andyan ba ang mga ninja cop? Andyan. Senator Bato mismo nagsasabi. Malala ba? Chief PNP mismo nagsasabi. Anong nangyari? Bakit ganito? Pipikit na lang ba tayo? Magpa-file tayo?
Ibig sabihin, itong mga ito walang kayang tanggalin, no? Parang lumalabas na nakikita nila yung kabalastugan ng isang pulis, pero wala palang kapangyarihan sila na ito'y parusahan at tanggalin sa kanilang pwesto o di kaya ikulong na. Kasi yung mga pulis na involved, hindi na dapat yan pakawalan, ikulong na yan eh. Kasi once nga pakawalan mo yan, o di kaya yung mga matataas na official ay nakita mo na naroon sa mga gawain ganyan like illegal drugs, tapos ay tanggalin mo lang sa pwesto, alam naman natin yung trabaho niya, gawin niya pa rin yun. Ano pang pagkakitaan na yun kung tinanggal mo, kundi tuloy pa rin yung gawain niyang illegal drugs. Dapat kulong na di ba? Gumawa ng kulungan sa gitna ng dagat na hindi makatakas. Doon sila ilagay. Mga ganun dapat. Pag illegal drugs sana, ang mga kasong illegal drugs like drug lord, dapat gumawa ang gobyerno ng kulungan sa isang isla na walang makakapunta doon. O di kaya hindi mapuntahan ng basta-basta. Yun siguro. Kasi kung ordinaryong Pilipino pupunta doon, wala nang dalaw. Sa part ng drug lord, wala na dapat. Para hindi makalusot yung mga... Yan ang hindi naisip ng gobyerno. Di ba?
In-charge, baka na naanuhin namin within the law. Nakita mo naman, we are appealing. The word again, I would like to reiterate to Congressman Teves, to the human rights. I'm not commanding them, hindi ko sila in-orderan. I'm appealing to them that the institution is now being challenged. Tumayo tayo, tindigan natin ito as a group at huwag kayong matakot. I will make sure na yung ating screening, yung proseso rito talaga. Pero once we go through this, I tell you, yung faith of the public in all of us, sabay-sabay natin titindigan ito. Ang ganda. And this will give a strong message to these drug lords, to these operatives, that we are really against them.
So yan mga kaubayan, magre-react na ako konti dito sa pahayag ni Abalos. Sa akin, medyo bagamat nagre-react tayo na konti na daw hindi ako sangayon. Pero sa akin naman, naintindihan ko naman yung kanyang layunin. Gusto niyang linisin yung kapulisan. Pero yung behind, ang reason niya talaga o ano bang hiding agenda dito. Kumbaga mayroon siyang lihim na mga motibo dito. Yun ang hindi natin alam. Kasi marami naman talaga nagtaka bakit lahat ng general at pinagre-resign, no? Dahilan lamang na sa iilan at saka alam naman pa niya yung mga taong involved diyan. Bakit hindi niya na i-prosecute yun? Bagay, maganda din to kasi lahat nagre-resign. Okay din naman siguro. Ito ang nakikita ko dito yung style nila, no? Ginawa ito ng ni Abalos. Once nga nakitaan ka na kasi ng paglabag, ito yung nakikita ko dito ang pinaka-reason niya. Once nga, halimbawa, ikaw, involved ka sa drug, mag-submit kang resignation mo. Kasi itong si Pedro, pag nakita, hindi na mag-submit yan. So, itong ginawa, inunahan nila. Once nga nag-submit ka na, pag nakitaan ka na iba, sangkot ka pala sa illegal na drugs, ang gagawin ni gobyerno, pipirmahan na lang. Once nga inaccept yung resignation mo, automatic ka, bagsak ka, tanggal ka na sa trabaho. Yun sigurong, ito yung strategy. Maganda ring strategy na ito. Lusot na lusot. Sana, yung ano nila ay talagang totoong involved. Mamaya baka magamit ito sa yung hindi naman pala, ayun pala yung binira. Yun ang masakit dito. So, ilan muna mga kabayan. Maraming salamat at see you next video.